Yeah, you might be going underneath driveways, patios. So fixing a drain line could be a major.
So getting it checked out before you even buy the property, I would highly recommend doing that.
Save you a lot of
heartache for sure. And you know what? The property still might be. It costs you a lot of money.
Never fear, AllPro is here.
All right. Welcome back to the AllPro Podcast. Today,
hey everyone.
Hey. Today we are going to talk about drains. Drains. They're very important. You don't appreciate your drains till you don't have drains working.
Yeah.
Then you appreciate drains.
You can cause some major damage for sure.
Well, damage, inconvenience, loss of all of your plumbing. That's one thing that's actually odd enough. When we do drains, we're like, are you guys still using the water? And they're like, well, yeah. And we're like, you might want to stop because it's not draining anywhere except back into your property.
Well, it's going to drain somewhere.
It's going to drain somewhere. It's going to back right up wherever that drain is going if it's not working. So drains are vitally important. We actually, oddly enough, we have a house that's about a year old. Year and a couple months old. Brand new house. Guess what? It's having drain issues.
Already.
Yeah. Cool thing is we got a warranty, so they got to fix it. But drains are important. We're talking about a new house. So they can affect any house. We'll talk about anything from what you're not supposed to put down the drains to, angles, slopes, roots. There's all kinds of things that can affect your drainage. So it's vitally important. It's not just for your yard, it's for your house. When people hear drainage, they think, oh, perimeter drains or drains for their yard. So that way their yard doesn't back up with water. But we're talking about the interior drains of your house. So,
yeah.
Yep. All right. So before we get going, just to remind you all to subscribe and like us at the AllPro Podcast. We're on YouTube. We're getting on Apple. And then we're also on Spotify. So you can find us at the AllPro Podcast handle. And then on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, it's at Call AllPro Indy. And then even our website is simple enough as callallproindy.com. On there, you're going to find copies of our podcasts, our blogs, anything that we're up to. There's even a special page on there, but we'll talk about that later. Let's get to it. All right. So Dave.
Yeah.
Why should you not let your drains get dry? And what is a dry drain?
Oh, a dry drain is basically if you don't use that drain wherever it's at, it's like I said, it's going to dry out. You don't have any water flowing through it. It's going to dry out. It'll start stinking. So if you start smelling something kind of funny in your property, in your home, in your building, whatever it is, whatever drain issues whatever building that you have, you will have an issue with smells if it's a dry drain.
Mm-hmm.
So just pour some water down it. Actually, just pour water down there, and it might take care of that smell for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
mm-hmm. Yeah, because the drain goes down, and then it does it's like a little J drain,
like a trap. Yes.
Yeah.
It's called a trap.
Yep, and then the trap gets dry.
Yeah.
And then the gases can bypass the trap.
Yeah.
And then don't smell good.
It does not.
Very gross.
No.
Plumbing is a necessity.
Something to look for too is if you have a drain issue, you could actually see it come up through the yard. So you could start seeing spots in your yard that might be greener than normal, than the rest of your yard. So that could be a drain issue. So that's something to look for.
Unexpected watering hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have seen that when people are like, I have all this water in my yard, but I don't know why. Could be your drain. But there are answers for that. So if you notice a lot of water or something like that in your yard, like a pool that wasn't supposed to be there, there's a lot of things we can do for it. What can we do for it?
What can we do for it? You can call a professional out to take a look at it.
That's not a DIY thing. Don't DIY that one. That is a professional type thing.
Yeah,
it is underground.
Call us out because we got cameras and we can take a look at it for you. So to see what's going on in there. There's different things that can happen with drains. You can have so basically with the drain, water flows downhill, right? So it's always got to flow downhill. So sometimes in a drain, you could have what they call a belly. It's like you just got this little spot there.
Like a little belly, go up and then it goes down and then it goes back up and then it.
Yeah, and that could be causing some issues of where, it could cause some slow drains, things like that. But also that broken line can cause some of those greener spots in your yard. So, so we could be looking for a belly. We could look for a break in the line. We could be looking for roots to see what kind of roots could have got in there, because the roots are a major problem with drains. Because what happens is it usually will happen during the summer or right around spring. When you get all the rain. Well, the rain is good, but what can happen with the roots is that once it stops raining as much, the roots will want to grow and they will try to find water source, which is in your drain. So then what it does is it starts become a problem and it starts growing into your drains because it's looking for water. So,
yeah, it'll completely block them. Like it won't just kind of grab, so it'll completely block them. And once they are able to penetrate that drain line, you're either going to be clearing it all the time or you need to dig up that line and replace it. So that way it's now sealed back, because they'll just so just
remember always that water flows downhill. That's usually the number one.
So I'm going to tell you, those beautiful weeping willows, those beautiful trees, the weeping willows with the branches that go down, that's always by the lakes and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, those are water suckers. They will travel from far away.
Do not plant those types of trees around your house.
Yeah, because they will go straight for that drain.
Major problems. So yes, be wary of what kind of plants you're planting out in your yard, and trees, things like that. Stuff that really is that can cause problems for your drain.
Yeah, yeah. Weeping willows, sugar maples, anything like that. As long as your drain is solid, you're good. But they'll eventually, over time, they will make themselves into that drain.
Yeah,
they're very good at surviving and finding water. Those weeping willows are known. They'll go like a long way to get that water source if they need to.
Yeah.
So, because I really like those, and then I wasn't allowed to plant them for that very reason, because it wasn't far enough away from the drain. He's like, it's going to get in the drains and we're not going to do it. So I didn't get my weeping willow.
Hey guys, hey, we got deals here over at AllPro. Deals, right? That's the thing that we got going on right now. So if you want, go ahead and go over to IndianaHVACdeals.com and look at whatever kind of deals that we got popping up for you guys.
That goes for residential, commercial, multifamily. If we have something special going on, we're going to post it on that website. You can also get to there from our main website at callallproindy.com, but the shortcut is IndianaHVACdeals.com. Another thing we see, especially a lot in restaurants, and some people at home do this all the time because they don't think your drain's going to stop up if you put grease down it, like when you're cooking. And
this is a good one. So things not to put in your drains.
Yeah, things not.
Grease is one we find all the time, because you're cooking and then you're like, oh, let's just dump it into this, the sink.
Even if you run it with water, it doesn't matter. It's still going to do what grease does. Yeah.
It gets hard and it shrinks the drain. You can either cause slow drains or it can cause a complete clog in your drain. So either way, you don't want any of that.
Yep.
Other things that might be things that you don't want to put down your drain are like things like peels, like banana peels, orange peels, things like that. We see that from time to time, especially in kitchens, because normally you're throwing that stuff in there because, again, you're cooking. You're like, hey, I can just throw these down in here. Usually it's because they have a garbage disposal. And when you have a garbage disposal, everybody tends to say, oh, I'll just throw it in there, turn it on, chop it up. Well, those peels, they will actually slip past the blades in your garbage disposal and they will clog up your drain. So.
Is it really bad that when you said banana peels and orange peels, I thought of Mario Kart? Like, you're just sliding out. Like, I was like, that's all. I don't know. Good job, Mario Kart. Now I hear banana peels. I immediately think of Donkey Kong throwing them behind them and spinning out. All right. Peels. Okay. Feminine products. Those are no. I think most people know that. My Not my favorite one, but unusual one. Fish gravel.
Yeah, I mean, we just find all kinds of different things people will try to throw down a sink. So, like cleaning out your fish tank, we find people will throw fish gravel down there or sand.
Yep.
Sand is one of them we sometimes run into, I mean, so I guess if you have any questions about what I should or should not put down my sink, there is Google. You can definitely probably Google and say, am I allowed to put this down my sink? Because I'm sure there are going to be some things on here that maybe we've not talked about, but you should be able to find it. If you even have any question about it, just Google and say,
well, all right,
I put this down my drain.
Yeah, that's true. Well, and even in, I think it's the movie, was Along Came Polly, when he has the towel in the bathroom and he starts trying to flush it down the toilet and it blocks the toilet and the drain line. Yeah, that happens. We have pulled towels out of drains.
Yeah, rags, towels,
yeah.
Diapers. Don't throw a diaper down the toilet.
How would that even make it? I mean, those just like they're known for their absorbency. Like I
don't know, but they're down there.
And my favorite, flushable, quotation marks here, flushable wipes. They're not flushable. Nope.
Yeah, it's just best not to even do it.
Nope. They're going to catch on the line somewhere. They're going to cause a clog. It's a thing. Google it. It is like a big problem for cities. I somehow watched a special and they just gather up together and then they create this massive clog of paper. It says it's flushable, but it's not flushable.
No paper towels.
Yeah, they lie.
You don't put paper towels down it.
Nope.
For sure, yeah.
Don't do it.
There's just Google it. If you have any questions, Google. Say, hey, when am I allowed to flush down this drain? Like, or I have this thing that I'm flushing down my drain all the time. Is this something that I'm supposed to be doing?
Yep. So. Exactly. Got anything else on drains? Last minute things?
So I guess I want to bring up, so if you ever want to go to buy a new property, new house, new multifamily building, new commercial building, it's always probably better to get somebody out there to take a look at the drains, because those things can cost you thousands of dollars, and somebody can actually get the drain cleared out long enough for you to be like, for an inspector or whoever to be like, yeah, everything's flowing just fine, because usually an inspector will just come in here, turn some water on, let it flow, flush a toilet, things like that. But it's always best to get a company out there that can run a camera for you and check it out real good. Make sure there's no bellies and roots and broken lines, things like that, because you could buy that property and then 3 months down the road, now you got a major issue on your hands.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, well, now I have to fix this problem that could cost me, I mean, upwards of, $15,000, on just one sewer line, you know? So now if you have a property where you got multiple sewer lines, just think about that. That'd be a major cost. That would not be fun. Major cost.
And that's the thing you have to understand. So let's go over this process, because people don't think about that. They think it's just a drain line out in the yard. I mean, underneath your house is one thing, because if you have an issue with your drains underneath and we can't clear it, and like say it's a broken drain underneath your slab or in your crawl, we have to dig that up. And even in the yard, we have to dig that up. So it's not just, it's not an easy repair. That's why we call it excavation equipment, sometimes you have permits.
Sometimes we have to get the city involved. So it can be a major undertaking, and if you have to start getting the city and things like that involved. That's when that cost really starts going up.
Yep.
Because now you're having to deal with all that,
Yeah, you might be going underneath driveways, patios. So fixing a drain line could be a major.
So getting it checked out before you even buy the property, I would highly recommend doing that.
Save you a lot of heartache.
A lot of heartache for sure. And the property still might be. It costs you a lot of money, so it can, Anyway, you throw my.
I'm sorry. That was me.
Thought process off there. She does that. It's her squirrel moment. So squirrel.
Hey, I mean, come on. I even brought my little Bigfoot mug today. See, he doesn't believe in you either.
Out there.
See?
There you go.
I love this mug, by the way. I don't know why.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is it might be even worth trying to you might still want to buy the property, right? Even with those problems, but you want to know about those problems because now you can negotiate on that deal of like, hey, I have this problem. We need to knock some money off there, or they need to fix it.
At least you go in with your eyes wide open, what you're getting, you understand what it is, because the last thing you want to get is hit with a major drain problem. Same thing with water leaks too. We do plumbing inspections for that very reason too. Make sure there's not hidden leaks somewhere, especially multifamily commercial clients. Those water leaks are big money. Big. We already did an episode on water leaks, so we're not going too much into it.
So you can go back to that episode and watch it.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes.
So I'm going to say that wraps up drains.
Yep, we're good on drains for today.
We're wrapped up. Yeah, that didn't make any sense, but that's it for drains. So go ahead and join us on the next episode. We are going to talk about why do heat pumps? What are the benefits, the pros, the cons, the how to use it, everything like that, because heat pumps they're amazing, but they're a little not misunderstood. They just need explanation. So we'll see you on the next episode. Right now we're doing it once a month. We're going to go back and pick up that to every other week once we get through our busy season. But we'll see you around. But visit us online if you have any questions, podcast suggestions for us. You can email us on our contact page at callallproindy.com. Have a great day, everyone.
See ya.
Thank you for watching or listening to the AllPro Podcast. AllPro Heating and Air is your complete comfort solution. For more information on how we can help you save money with your heating and air systems, visit callallproindy.com.